All right, folks, range test EMX Xtreme bike, dual motors, dual 500-watt motors, and I want to take a quick moment at the beginning to explain a Citizen Cycle range test to you. So we are 3.8 miles into the range test so far, so right at the very beginning, and some quick stats, right? So I am 170 pounds. That's what this bike is hauling around. I got the tire pressure set at 25 PSI. It's in the high 50-degree Fahrenheit range right now for temperature, although I'm going to do this over a course of a couple days probably to get this range test done, but that's what it is right now. And the way I do this is I want to show you the bottom number on range, right? So when you look at a company's website about their bike and the range, they give you big numbers. They tell you 50, 60, 70, 80 miles, right? But that is, with pedaling included. So my goal is to show you the bottom. What's the baseline? If you don't pedal at all and you just ride throttle only, what's that number? What's the bottom number? How fast can you kill this battery? So that's how I do it. I want to give you that number. So these range tests are throttle only, no pedaling. It's a mixture of hills and flats. I would say where I live is predominantly flat though. And it's all pavement riding, no off-road riding. And being that this bike is a dual motor bike, I will be in dual motor only. Always dual motor, always max speed whenever I can. Like I said, I'm trying to give you the worst number. What's the bottom number? So let's see what that number is on the EMX Xtreme. This is a big battery, 48 volt, 28 amp hour, I think. And you can see we're 3.8 miles in. So let's get rolling. No pedaling, throttle only. How far is this going to take us? Let's put your guesses in the comments. I'm going to give you a guess at the beginning. Let's see. Oh boy. Okay, dual motor, operating at max speed, no pedaling, big battery. Oh man, I don't even know where to guess it. I've never done a dual motor range test before. I don't know how much quicker that's going to kill the battery. Okay, I'm gonna throw out some numbers here. I'm gonna say, it's a toughie. I'm gonna say 55 miles. I mean, that's just a complete shot in the dark, but let's go with that. 55 miles as a guess. Guess we'll find out. I'll check back in when we hit some kind of milestone here of, a battery bar going down or something, so. All right, first milestone achieved. We have successfully gone down 1 bar of the battery. Now the battery's got 4 segments. We're down 1, and we have gone 15.2 miles. Can you see that on there? Maybe not in the sun, but that's what it took to kill the first segment of the battery. I mean, doing the math, if that's accurate, about 60 miles. I wasn't far off with my guess, so let's keep rolling and see where we end up. I don't know. I don't even know if that's accurate or not, but 15 miles per segment, 4 segments, maybe. I mean, this is a big battery, 28 point something amp hours, so. But this road's really cool because it's about, gosh, I don't even know, probably a good 3 or 4 miles of just wide open road like this where I can just hold the throttle and cruise at like 20, 25 miles an hour, just endless. I'm at the end of it now, so I'll spin around and go back. I just kind of run it back and forth, and it's like 3 miles each way of just endless throttle. Really helps out the range test. You don't have to worry about traffic and stoplights and stop signs and stop and go. All right, we are down the second battery bar officially at 22.2 miles. So the second bar only lasted like 7 miles ish, which I'm not surprised it's less. That's typically how it goes on a range test. The first battery bar lasts forever, then the next 2 or 3 go real quick, and then the last one just hangs on forever. So we are a little over 22 miles in, and this stretch of road that I've been riding up and down, I just clocked it. It's 3.5 miles straight where I can just hold the throttle wide open. So we're burning through it real quick. I've been riding for an hour, just over an hour, and I put on 22 miles. So I'm averaging like 22 miles an hour. Gives you an idea how fast we're going, trying to burn through. And it's gotten a little bit colder out. Maybe that's hurting my range too. I mean, it says 9 Celsius. I don't know what that means in Fahrenheit. Let's see. Try to do the math in my head. Maybe 48 degrees Fahrenheit. I have no clue. But it's chillier. My hands are toasty. I got these nice little leather gloves on, but my ears are cold. Well, I am back home for now. The sun is going down, and we'll finish this range test maybe tomorrow. I've gone a total of 30.6 miles. Took me a little over an hour and a half, 1 hour 32 minutes to go 30.6 miles. Still got 2 battery bars left, 2 of the 4, so we will see where we end up and knock out as many miles as I can tomorrow. Maybe finish it up tomorrow if I've got enough time. We'll see. So check back in then. All right, day 2 of riding. We just crossed over 34 miles and I'm down to my last battery segment. So the first one took like 15 miles, the next one took like 7, and then the third segment went down after like 11 miles. So I don't know, anybody's guess how long this last one is going to hang on for, but from experience, I would say this last bar is probably going to take a minute. At least 10 miles out of it, probably more. They seem to hang on forever. So, but we're chewing through this battery pretty quick with the dual motors. I mean, it's going, we're at 34. We might hit in the 40s, so it'll be way less than I guessed. The dual motors, they do really chew through battery quickly, I guess, but it's still got plenty of power. I mean, you still burn the tires when you try to take off, and it's got loads and loads of power still. So it hasn't really lost a step that I can notice. Maybe on the top end speed, we can try that. But I'm actually right here at the hill climb. I want to try my typical hill climb. But it's been going good. I mean, it's a comfortable bike to ride. Still got lots of power. I mean, 34 miles, no pedaling. I think we're going to end somewhere in the 40s. But here's our hill climb test. Let's just blaze up this baby. I mean, those last battery bars usually seem to hang on for quite a while. I usually run the bikes until there's no usable power left. Yeah, and I mean, just didn't skip a beat up that hill, just crushed it. So, still got very, very usable power out of this bike. All right, we are at 43.7 miles, and the battery bar indicator thing is just blank. I don't know, it's not flashing or anything, all the bars are gone, it's just empty. It's been that way for a few miles, so we got to be getting close to burning this thing out. But just gonna keep going until, we have non-usable power. Right now it's still got a lot of usable power. So, I mean, some of these bikes, it's a slow, gradual decrease. Others, they just, they're full power and then boom, they just cut out of nowhere. So we'll see what happens on this one. This might be one where it just, has full power up until boom, it just cuts out. Hits like that low battery voltage, whatever. But I'll do a takeoff from stopped here so you can see how much power's left. It still spun the front tire. But see, it still has a lot of power, even for no battery bars left. 44 miles, still carrying me down the road at 20 miles an hour. I mean, it has lost a step. Normally, it goes like 25 top speed, so we're down to just 20. Okay, I believe we have reached the end, finally. It still had very strong usable power all the way up until this battery indicator thing started flashing. Once it started flashing, then it just was a pretty dramatic decrease in power. It's almost like when your car goes into limp mode and you can only go so fast. I mean, it was doing 20 mile an hour and then boom, that started flashing and it went down to like, 10, 12 miles an hour. So I think this is the end. This bike went 46.1 miles on a single charge, and that is running dual motors the entire time and running it flat out full throttle the entire time, and it went 46 miles. So very, very impressive range on this bike. This is one of the higher ranges I've ever tested. I mean, there you go. You want to know how far the fabulous EMX Xtreme bike goes? One charge, 46 miles, at least for me anyway. Hope you found this helpful. I know people love to know what the ranges are of these bikes, so that is, I mean, I can't imagine pedaling this bike and how much further it would go. Gosh, I mean, if you ran it in maybe single motor or pedaled a fair amount, this thing could probably crack into the 70s, I would think, pretty easily. All right, well, I hope you found that helpful, informative, maybe even a little bit entertaining. If you did, do me a favor, consider hitting that subscribe button and go check out some of the fabulous bikes, actually. There's even a more powerful version of this. This is a dual 500 watt motors on this. They make one that's a 60 volt dual 750s, which I can't imagine how insane that thing is with power, because this is powerful as it is. So, and a couple other ones too, another 60 volt full size, 26 by 4 fat tire bike called, what is that called? The Warrior, I think it is. Warrior X2 or something like that. Oh, we powered off. Let's power on. I'll show you how much power is left in this thing. So it's, well, the battery thing's not flashing anymore, so maybe I got some power back. Let's see. Yeah, the power came back. So, I mean, 46 miles, I could probably ride this thing. Honestly, I could probably get it close to 50. If I just burnt the battery down to the very end. I'm sure the battery will just start cutting out on me again here any moment. Maybe we start going, there it goes. Okay, started flashing again. I felt the power drop off. So yeah, I mean, we're at 46.4. That's the, I think, kind of the end of your range, end of the power that you're gonna get out of this thing. You could limp it another mile or two probably, but that's where it ends. That's where I'm calling it, end of usable power. 46.5 miles. Oh, I don't think we're gonna make this hill. Oh, I'm gonna have to pedal and get up the hill. Time to pedal home.